So here is Pierre Poilievre responding to this, where you had a liberal MP telling his supporters that they should maybe, there's a bounty on my opponent's head. Maybe you should take him to the Chinese embassy, and he can be sent off to a concentration camp or something, or murdered, and you can get all that money. Again, if you just switch that liberal and conservative there, they talk about nothing else until the end of the election. Actually, let's take a look at what Pierre Poilievre has to say about it.
Yes, he must be disqualified. I find it incredible that Mark Carney would allow someone to run for his party that called for a Canadian citizen to be handed over to a foreign government on a bounty, a foreign government that would almost certainly execute that Canadian citizen. Think about that for a second. We have a Liberal MP saying that a Canadian citizen should be handed over to a foreign dictatorship to get a bounty so that that citizen could be murdered. And Mark Carney says he should stay on as a candidate. What does that say about whether Mark Carney would protect Canadians? Mark Carney is deeply conflicted. Just in November, he went to Beijing and secured a $250 million loan for his company from a state-owned Chinese bank. He's deeply compromised, and he will never stand up for Canada against any foreign regime. Is another reason why Mr. Carney must show us all his assets, all the money he owes, all the money that his companies owe to foreign hostile regimes. And this story might not be entirely the story of the bounty and a Liberal MP calling for a Canadian to be handed over for execution to a foreign government might not be something that the everyday Canadian can relate to because it's so outrageous. But I ask you this, if Mark Carney would allow his Liberal MP to make a comment like this, when would he ever protect Canada or Canadians against foreign hostility? He has never put Canada first, and that's why we cannot have a fourth Liberal term. After the lost Liberal decade, our country is a playground for foreign interference. Our economy is weaker than ever before, our people more divided. We need a change to put Canada first with a new government that will stand up for the security and economy of our citizens and take back control of our destiny. Let's bring it home.
It really tells you something that he had to stop. So he described what happened. Then he stopped and said, think about that for a minute. Think about that. A Liberal MP told his supporters to kidnap a Conservative MP and take them in for a bounty so that this guy could be abducted and executed by the Chinese government. Think about that for a second. You shouldn't have to, right? That should just be immediately, whoa, hold on a second. That's unbelievable. Why has this guy not been canned yet? Why isn't the prime minister, who's supposed to be a caretaker prime minister, he's not acting like it, but why isn't he, even a caretaker should look at that. I mean, caretaking the party, right? Hey, you've got a guy who just did something unthinkable. And I don't care if he says that he was joking. Either way, even if he was joking, somebody might take him seriously. He's letting them know that there's a bounty. Maybe they didn't know that before. The fact that he wasn't immediately canned is unthinkable. I just find it bizarre. I just find it totally bizarre. Now, of course, Carney, like Trudeau before him, they're not bothered by a Chinese interference because it's always to their benefit. So they like it. Carney likes it. I mean, they interfered in the Liberal leadership race on his behalf, which the media just very quickly forgot. They put that under the rug very quickly. No, it's really shocking. This should just be the polls right now, it should be a blowout for the Conservatives. Now, I'm not totally buying into the polls anyway, and I still expect a Conservative win in this election. But the fact that he would just have to say, think about that, tells you how much Canada's changed, how much the political landscape has changed, how much the media has changed over the Trudeau years. That's something so shocking, you'd have to draw special attention to it. It wouldn't just deserve it on its own, which clearly this does. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.